It's where you go to bike, hike, and stroll miles of pathways over more than 7,000 acres of parkland. A place to go explore rivers and fish their bountiful waters. Natural places to go marvel at magnificent wildlife while you play outdoors and go wander charming communities. Find all this and more at Destination Downriver. Give it a go.
Today's podcast is presented by Market Insights, with our vodcast produced with the help of the City of Taylor's Media Center. We are sponsored by the generous support of our friends at Allegra Marketing, Print, and Design for strategic marketing and print communication with measurable results. Let Allegra assist you with your print, mail, design, and signs. Located at 3557 4th Street in Wyandotte, or call 734-288-8994. Tell them Destination Downriver brought you there.
It's been said that winter is an etching, spring a watercolor, summer an oil painting, and autumn a mosaic of them all. Hello, I'm Karl Ziomek, and welcome to the newest episode of Destination Downriver. Our October podcast is intended to inspire all of us to get out and enjoy this great time of year. Whether it's the changing colors, crisp air, a trip to the apple orchard, or just a bike ride on one of our plentiful trail systems, this is the perfect time to just get up and go. Joining us today are two guests who I'm really going to enjoy. One I don't know, Brian, and the other I know very well, but you're not the beer person. He's the beer person. So that's a big plus. Brian Bush is the owner of Artisan Reserve Brewing in Romulus, and Chelsea Nunnally is the recreation and events manager for the city of Taylor. And you're two busy people. This show offers something for the young and the old, exactly the kind of fall fun that makes this season among the best in Michigan. Let's start with you, Chelsea. Okay, Heritage Park is really a treasure trove of things to do no matter what time of year. We've got spacious championship athletic fields, historical buildings, a petting farm, walking trails. Literally something is going on all the time. Halloween season features quite a lineup of activities. But let's start with Heritage Park, okay? Few know that Heritage Park better than you do, Chelsea. Give us a little background on Heritage Park in general. It's such a terrific venue for any activity or gathering, including weddings and even things like that.
Yes, well, most Taylor residents know, but the Downriver community as well, that Heritage Park is a giant hotspot for photos for prom, homecoming. If you've been there recently, it takes over on Saturdays for homecoming photos right now. Weddings, the chapel is under restoration right now, so hopefully we'll be full of weddings again soon. And then, of course, we have the Heritage Park Petting Farm, the library. Our Sheridan Pavilion is home to almost all of our citywide events, and then the Cone Lake area as well. If you visit there any day of the week, it's basically packed. I mean, you can always find everyone walking and out enjoying the park.
That's one of the real hidden benefits of Heritage Park is it's a walker's haven.
Yes.
You know, it's so much fun because you can, especially with the connector paths, you can walk all the way through the tree-lined area, all the way back through Wayne County Community College if you want to, things like that. It's really a pleasure. Enlighten us, because we've got Hullabalooza going on, coming up on Friday the 28th, and some other special activities. But let's start with Hullabalooza.
Yes, Hullabalooza is in its 7th year this year. So what we did years ago is we combined, obviously tons of different organizations have trunk or treat events, smaller events. We made it a Hullabalooza by taking the conservatory, the petting farm, and plenty of our local businesses and organizations and bringing them all to one place, so that way kids get between 60 and 75 trick-or-treat stops through the park, a free movie in the Sheridan Pavilion, professional pumpkin carver, live DJ, food truck. So it kind of brings all of Halloween to one place. How many,
this is always a fun thing between the two of us. How many candy stations do we have this time around?
I would say around 65 probably,
That's
65 to 70. Yeah. there could always be a few. We always get a few last-minute trunk sign-ups at the end, so even more towards the end.
What movie are you showing?
We are playing Nightmare Before Christmas this year,
Alrighty.
which Wayne County generously sponsors every year, community college.
Now, as far as this is Friday, October the 28th.
Yes.
When do essentially gates open?
The gates open at 4 o'clock, but we do require pre-registration just to make sure we can accommodate the number of children that sign up.
Right.
We normally see between 2,000 and 2,500 families at the event. So I want to say registration right now is a little over 80% full. So I would say get your spot now if you're looking to join us.
What about costs?
It is completely free for our Taylor resident families and only $5 per child for non-resident families.
Fantastic. That's well worth the price.
Yes, definitely.
You target? We're really targeting age groups. How would you estimate?
Elementary school age and younger. A lot of preschool and elementary school age kids. A lot of our middle school and high schoolers get their volunteer service hours at this event by helping hand out candy. So.
Okay. Alrighty. You put everybody to work.
Yes, exactly.
Now we have the Boo Barn going on at the Heritage Park Petting Farm on Saturday and Sunday, the 22nd and 23rd of this month. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Yes, Boo Barn is the final weekend of the Fall Harvest Series that takes place at the Heritage Park Petting Farm. It goes from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can register online in advance, but they also sell at the gate the same day. It just has cider, donuts, spooky characters for kids, and then obviously a visit to all the favorite animals in the petting farm.
Now, when you're done, as fall turns into winter,
Yes.
we're going to be going full bore into that holiday season. Part of that is a combination of fall, winter.
Yes.
You get into Winterfest and Winterfest Stroll. Can you give us just a brief primer on those?
Yeah, so the Winterfest and Winterfest Stroll has kind of morphed over the years. Years ago, it started with just our one-day event, which is a 5K in the morning that supports Taylor Goodfellows. And then we have the parade that takes place at 5 o'clock. It steps off from the Taylor Recreation Center and heads over to the Sheridan Pavilion. And then over there we have different food vendors, activities for kids while they wait for the parade, and then the tree lighting and fireworks display. That's on December 3rd this year, which is pushed back. We've always done it the weekend of Thanksgiving, so we went a little later this year. And then that rolls right into our Winterfest Stroll. This will be our third year of that, and we're doing 5 nights in Heritage Park. There is a cost for those tickets, but it is relatively inexpensive for a family of 4, and you can buy them by the package. And you get to visit 8 to 10 characters, see live carolers. Of course, Santa's included with those characters, and then lighted displays and activities throughout the Cone Lake area and Heritage.
Well, that sounds really cool, Chelsea. This is going to be, and it's a very busy time for you.
Yes.
On top of being a busy time for you. I can't imagine why families wouldn't be flocking to Heritage Park to see these events and immerse themselves in the Halloween spirit. So, like I said initially, if you haven't been to Heritage Park, you're really missing out on a wonderful activity center and a lot of experiences going on there. So get out and give it a go, Downriver. We welcome you to come here to Taylor. Our next guest deals with something as synonymous with October as cider mills, pumpkins, and costumes, and that's beer. Brian, welcome to the set.
Thank you for having me.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. Oktoberfest brews and pumpkin spice beverages are, of course, always popular. And people are always trying craft beers at local breweries. Now they become extremely popular in our state. Let's go over some of that stuff. How did you get? Tell us about your business.
I started brewing when I was 16 with my friend and mentor Richard Casaba, and obviously I was underage, so I wasn't brewing alcoholic beer. Not only due to my age, but my mom didn't want me making any beer with alcohol. It wasn't really until college I kind of realized we could make a business out of this. And one of my friends wanted me to supply beer for their engagement party, and ended up being really successful. So I did another one the following month, and I'm like, hey, we got something here. So I wrote up a business plan, took it to Richard, and he was an attorney and an engineer by trade. So we kind of chopped it in half, coming up with some different ideas, and came up with the name Artisan Reserve, and we incorporated in 2014. Took us about 2 years to find a building. And the way that happened, my dad used to work out at Willow Run, and he just happened to walk into City Hall one day, Romulus City Hall, and the mayor at the time walked right up to him and said, hey, how can I help you? And my dad's like, well, my son, he's trying to open a business with his partner, and they can't find a building. Well, hey, talk to our economic development director. So we talked to the economic development director, set up a meeting, ended up looking at 3 different properties. 2 of them were a little bit out of our price range, and the third one was downtown. It was just right, and kind of struck up a deal with the city where whatever we put into the building would be taken off our rent. And I didn't have a lot of startup capital for this, so that really helped us get our foot in the door, and the city was great with us getting open, and we actually didn't open until 2 years later on September 14th, 2018. And it's been a wild ride since then. COVID obviously didn't help, but made it through that, and we're just trying to keep the events going and revitalize the downtown.
What a fascinating story. Where'd you go to college?
Michigan State.
Michigan State,
yes.
And what'd you? Well, naturally, then you're going to win right in the beer.
Yes.
What did you major in?
Physics.
Where you major?
I actually dropped out to start this. So
Oh, okay. But what were you headed for?
Physics.
Physics.
So yeah,
okay.
and it kind of worked out with the beer pretty well. So.
I was going to say that's not a bad combo.
Yeah.
Not at all. How many different beers might I find if I was to go?
So we have 7 on draft right now, and usually we always have 7 unless we're sold out of 1 or 2. I'm trying to have an 8th beer out by December, our bourbon ale, and I might do a holiday ale, which is our ginger ale.
Okay. So. How do you come to those?
So,
beers?
When we first started off brewing, Richard and I, we were just kind of throwing stuff in a pot. We started in his house on the stove, and then we kind of worked our way up to a garage, and then we got the building. But long story, but we just kind of mix and match with stuff, and finally, it wasn't until I think I was 18, we started writing stuff down, and then we started paying attention to what we're putting in. So.
Do you find that are there certain combinations that are foundation kind of go-tos or something?
Yeah, absolutely. So I kind of do what's called a 3-hop system. I can't speak for other brewers and stuff. Kind of developed a 3-hop system where I do a base hop, a body hop, and a finishing hop, and that really creates kind of a unique body for the beer.
Oh, that's interesting. Most microbrewers have a flagship bill. Bell's has Oberon, Founders All Day IPA. Is there a beer that sets the tone for your place?
I would say probably the first 4 we started with are Golden Ale, American Lager, Mead Ale, and Extra Stout. Those are probably our flagship. But yeah.
Is there do you tend toward a season or?
Normally we do an Oktoberfest. We didn't do that this year. The hop yield really wasn't the best, and we really need a relationship with a hop farm to do that. And what I mean by that is when I do Oktoberfest, we do what's called a dry hop and a wet hop. So that hop is picked that day, and they deliver it right to the brewery, and it's on the beer. And it has such a unique taste. It's really good. We don't have it this year, but we will have it next October.
Wow, that's fantastic. It's been said that there's a beer for every season and every dish, not unlike kind of a fine wine. What's on tap right now that's seasonal at Artisan?
I don't really have anything seasonal. I would say our red ale might be, but like I said, I wasn't able to do the Oktoberfest this year. We do have the bourbon ale and ginger ale coming up in December, and that I would say would be the next stuff on the menu for that.
Okay. Tell us a little about your menu, since food is always matching.
So I don't have a kitchen. We've been bringing in food trucks, and we work with a couple different catering companies in town. Norman Catering Events.
Norman's great. Yeah, we've worked with them before.
Graham's exactly. Gourmet Hot Dogs, and several different food trucks. Let It Burn, and Nikki G Smoked Pizza, which I don't know if you haven't had smoked pizza. It's really good.
Oh my goodness.
So I'd like to get my own food in there eventually, but just COVID really set us back with any sort of expansion in that regard.
All right. I understand that you have all sorts of different activity evenings, like karaoke, bike nights, taco nights. Can you tell us what's coming up on the calendar?
So today we actually have a speed networking event with the Romulus Chamber of Commerce. That's from 5 to 7. I don't know if you guys want to check that out, but it should be pretty good.
Okay.
And we have our game. We were doing bike night, but since it's got colder out, we're doing our game night, and that's been really successful. We have our brewery, October 29th. That's kind of a play on.
That's cute.
Yeah, so it's our 4th one. That's October 29th, and we'll have live music from 6 to 9. And also, if you guys aren't doing anything else this weekend, Flowers in the Mitten is hosting a craft and vendor show this Saturday, so check that. I think proceeds are going to the Romulus Animal Shelter, so it should be pretty cool.
Well, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Thanks so much for enlightening us on the adult beverage side of the great fall season, Brian. For those who don't know, give your address again and your information.
So the name is Artisan Reserve Inc. Address is 36542 Goddard Road in downtown Romulus. And a lot of people don't realize Romulus has a downtown, but we do, and we're building it up. So come check us out.
Slowly but surely.
Yes.
Chelsea, as far as we go here in the city of Taylor, if people are interested in activities or events, the website the best place to go, or what do you think?
Yes, the website or on the Taylor MI Recreation Facebook page. We're constantly updating that. You can always stop by the rec center or give us a call. We're kind of the hub of all things parks and recreation information. So if you reach out to us directly, we can always help gear you towards whatever you need.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for both of you appearing. This has been a lot of fun. Both Heritage Park, Hullabalooza, and the Artisan Brewery are excellent fall fun destination ideas. Of course, there are more fun things to do out there downriver than just Heritage Park and Brian's Brewing Company. Brownstown has its fall festival scheduled for Saturday, October the 22nd, with an array of crafters, vendors, and artists at the Brownstown Parks and Recreation Center on Telegraph Road. Apple Charlie's South Huron Orchards in New Boston at 38035 South Huron is open weekends 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. with, of course, apples, cider, donuts, and loads of other baked goods. Allen Park's Trunk or Treat is scheduled for the 21st of this month, and Riverview's Trunk or Treat is scheduled for October the 22nd. Thanks so much again to Chelsea Nunnally from the City of Taylor, Brian Bush from the Artisan Brewing Company in Romulus. We hope this show stimulates all of you out there to get outside and enjoy what's happening downriver during the last 2 weeks of October. For our support staff behind the scenes, I'm Karl Ziomek. We'll see you on the next Destination Downriver.
Thank you again to our sponsor, Allegra, where your marketing success can start happening today. And a special thanks to our production partners here at the new Taylor Media Center. Thanks for listening and watching. Please visit the Destination Downriver's website at destinationdownriver.com or our Facebook page. And be sure to join us for next month's podcast.